Oh man, they made a shitcoin of the shooter. Of course it's mooning. It'll go down. Sure, bio, sure. Why did he keep the tool on him? Well, he probably didn't want to get taken alive. I'm just guessing. Can't put my mind in. Well, they didn't have his name. It's literally the guy's name, which I don't want to share. Because fuck that guy. Don't forget, this guy's a murderer. You wouldn't want your loved one murdered, right? No, Stefan. Working for an insurance company does not make you a murderer. Calm your ass down. And yes, murder is evil. Yeah, unfortunately for me, I'm probably one of the most well known health CEOs. Or was. I guess I was a health CEO. I'm a software CEO, but still. If you pass all the claims, then it's not insurance anymore. And the prices go up for everyone. Nobody could afford medicine then. It's not like they. I don't even understand how low these margins are for these insurers. Yeah, you just need to spend 20 minutes looking at one of the models. Let me show you. Okay? You're going to be damned if you do and damned if you don't, either way. There's no real way out of this. Nobody would. Nobody would buy insurance if there was an insurance company that approved every claim. It's just silly talk. Let me show you. Simple numbers. Nobody likes to have a claim rejected, but the reality is that is literally how it works. So take a look. So last quarter, they took in 77 billion of premiums, okay? And they spent 66 billion, 65 billion on medical expenses. So they kept 11 billion. If they let's say they decided to pay more, to instead of 77 billion, they approved everything, like you said. 30 instead of 33%, they approved. So that's after approving 33%. So instead, let's say they approved it all. That would be 240 billion for one quarter. Now that may not sound so bad, right? But say, who cares, right? The corporation's going to pay for it anyway. Well, that's true. The corporation does pay for it. But the amount of people on United Healthcare is around 40,000 or 40 million. Let me get the exact number because this is a little funky here. Commercial domestic is 30 billion. Medicare Advantage, Medicaid, and Medicare Supplement should be different. So call that 49 billion. Community and senior, commercial global and Part D. Yeah, I guess this all counts. 73 billion. Seems a little high, but it's changed since I was a kid anyway. So 73 million, and we're multiplied by 4. So right now, per patient per year is about $4,000. If it went up to 100%, you would have PYPY of $13,000. So the customers, which are the corporations, would pay triple for healthcare if if they approved every procedure. United Healthcare doesn't make that much money. Look at the operating income is 10% margin. So that's a $9 billion, right, profit. But even if they said, we don't want to make any profit, that would cover almost none of the new costs. The new costs, let's do it on this number. The new costs, instead of spending $65 billion on medical costs, they would spend $139 billion more. But they only make $8 billion in a quarter. And a quarter is 90 days, right? So in one day, they would have to spend an additional $1.54 billion. So they would have 5 days before they ran out of money. It would now be losing money. If they lose money, they go bankrupt. So they would have 5 days that they could pay for all the extra costs out of their own pocket. Now, should the customer pay? Well, the customer is hiring the insurance company in the first place to make those decisions. The company, Microsoft or JP Morgan or Walmart, they go to the insurance company and they say, hey, we got a bunch of people, we want to insure them, can you give them care? And the insurance company says, sure. The insurance company, by the way, they don't give a fuck about how many people how many claims they pay. If Microsoft goes to United Healthcare and says, pay for everything, you think United is going to say no? No, they'll say, sure, that sounds great. We'd love to do that. No, they go there and say, listen, pay for the important stuff, don't pay for the unimportant stuff. Don't let anybody waste money. And that's why claims get denied. Hospitals inflate costs because they have low margins too. And most of their customers walk out the front door. Because in America, you have a law that says you won't turn anyone away. So if you don't turn anyone away, and a third of people or half the people aren't paying, you got to raise the prices for everything. It is a little amount if you're talking about paying $77 billion of premiums. That doesn't even cover 5 days of costs. So it is a little amount. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. You have to look at it in scale. You're talking about, oh, 8 billion is a big number. Well, what about 100 billion in revenue? That's a big number too. And if they're off by a few billion, they would be broke. Nobody is to blame here. If there's anybody to blame, it's the doctors. Doctors make a lot of money. This murderer, this guy's a complete idiot. Guarantee you he knows nothing about the system. We don't have enough doctors, and there's a cartel called the AMA that stops new doctors from being accredited. And the boards limit the supply of doctors. When you limit the supply of anything, the price goes up. Med school is made elite, and it's made limited how many med schools and how much graduation they could do, all accredited by the AMA, and it could all be potentially be cheaper if we allow foreign doctors to come to the U.S., for example. All right, the 430 releases are out. Don't see anything. You guys see anything? Yeah, there's no big bad actor in healthcare. I think the nice thing is that we are going to get AI to lower costs. I'll push the models now. I do think AI is going to lower the cost of healthcare. And I also think drugs will continue to lower the cost of healthcare. There's some new cardiovascular drugs coming that I think will lower healthcare costs a lot. And AI technology will help people who are likely to be sick or likely to become sick sort of get healthier sooner. Yeah, that's right. This guy was just a berserk guy that didn't understand healthcare, didn't want to understand healthcare. Just had a tough time coping with emotions. And he's a psycho. Okay, I pushed all the new models to GitHub. Some people are glorifying him.